think it's important for us to look at the lives of African American women and to understand that in order for society as a whole to be complete, we have to include those voices.
And in order to properly direct people to know what to do, we have to know the demon that we're dealing with. We have to know the institution or the system that we're dealing with. If we're not really clear with how something operates, it's very difficult to actually create transformation.
Black women, Black girls are in danger just by being.
We fall subject, victim to patriarchy. As Black people, we fall subject to the reign of white supremacy in the world. I mean, in that way, I think Black women are double cursed and double gifted.
From my perspective, we're either ignored, pushed aside, or abused.
We see it for what it is because we end up in the losing position of both those dichotomies.
It is not okay to take your foot and place it upon someone's neck who's already removing another boot off of their back. And that is oftentimes where I see with how we treat Black women.
In the larger scale, if any part of my person is attacked, I'm going to protest about it.
We have to be able to understand the dynamics and the richness of the experience of African American women, and not as a stereotype, but rather as they are lived on a daily basis.
When the world stops, the one thing that becomes in the forefront is the art.
I would actually say that the arts within the African American community are not becoming a voice for social change, but have always been a voice for social change.
The news headlines are the core of what inspires me to do the work that I do. You're being challenged to think about something, to address something.
And in dance, I can turn death and make it beautiful. And I make happy things seem like a breath of fresh air. With trauma, there is art, because it is the only way to bleed beautifully.
There's so many things through history that have talked to war and the strife in the world that artists have done for themselves, really. It comes from I need to do this thing. And it turns into the inspiration for a movement.
Art just makes people feel, and sometimes it helps people escape. Art is there to give you what you need, or even what you didn't think you needed.
But we keep doing it because we don't want you a part of this club. Can y'all understand that?
I think that people wanted to express themselves, but a lot of people wanted to express the anger that they felt. Every artist, I would think, would hope, especially this year in Columbus, that the work that they did in the streets, on the murals, spoke to someone that can trigger something larger.
Are the cultural and social institutions that are supposed to be for all prepared to recognize the arts as a voice for social change?
The power is there, and art has been there every step of the way to keep us all going.
I'm really concerned about right now, as I look around at these various injustices and the responses to them, is that throughout U.S. culture, there simply exists a profound ignorance about our respective histories and cultures and experiences.
I've been out in the streets in the way that I know that I can do, and that is to try to shift from anger to hope and make art that helps people do that in some way.
There's built a resilience, a type of thing that we call strength, a degree of superhumanness. What we fail to realize is in that labeling, it becomes this other way of dehumanizing. And when we talk about the capabilities that we have, are we allowing space for vulnerability? Are we allowing space for care?
When I left, or even during the day, I kept coming outside and I'm looking up into the sky and I'm asking God to give me.
It's an ongoing thing, and it continuously defeats and breaks at us every time.
So if you're tired, go sit down for a while, but please come back, or help someone else come back. I think walking away entirely is not something any of us can or will do.
Yes, we need to talk about, Black women as warriors, But we also just need to talk about Black women as mothers, Black women as sisters, yes, community leaders, but also Black women as homemakers. We represent a full continuum. All of that needs to be captured. It's not just about having the voices, but it's being able to use the voices to transform the institutions, because we do bring a different experience based on prioritizing different values.
I like being Black. I enjoy being a woman. We have a thriving culture even within ourselves. Some of them born out of our pain for sure. But like, we are finding our way to joy despite the fact that there are people who are dismayed by our happiness.
That in light of so much of what we've experienced, still being able to come back and to be able to provide the nurturing, the caring, the support, almost an endless capacity to love that is essential for us as individuals and a community to be able to thrive.